let's start out talking about the big news. They put it up. We know what the 7-day thing is going to be now. And are you ready to talk about that?
Well, I'm ready. I think it's going to be an exciting week. It's not that long away, is it?
It's
Is it what,
not. And
like a
I
couple
mean,
of weeks away now?
it's getting really close. I'll be at my dad's for part of it. So I'm probably going to have you and dad like on the stream at the same time.
Ooh.
Talking about, yeah, this will be fun talking about this. Because this,
That's going to be really cool.
yeah. So I want to go through the whole week. So we'll start off on Monday. And
Okay.
so this is what we know. So it's at January the 1st at 12:01 p.m. So this is going to be an afternoon. So it's not one of those late night things. And it's going to go straight on through to January the 7th at 11:59. What I'm excited about here, more than anything else, is I hope this becomes a yearly thing. Like I know they did the thing for the 10 years, but we now know that Subscribe Week is going to be every year. So we now can figure out that this is going to be something they're going to have some fun with. I'm not quite sure the prices. I know it won't be $10. It'll be like, but this is around 12, 14, somewhere like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I remember correctly, the 4Ks were $18. The box sets were different because obviously different box sets.
Yeah.
The standard were 12 and the slip-covered ones were 14.
That's not too bad. Like that's not a bad price, like for picking up some vinegar.
Which isn't too bad.
For me, like if I pick this up, I'll be like probably getting this probably in I'll be buying it now, but I won't be actually picking it up until probably the summer when I come back home and visit. So
That's bad.
I waited. Now think about this though, Malcolm. Last year's subscriber one, you know the 10 for 10 sale. I will be getting those when I go to my dad's. So that's in how long it's been since I ordered them to when I'm going to get them.
How many did you buy?
A year. How many did I get?
Yeah.
Not quite sure. A few actually. Wow. I got a few VSUs. I got my first Yellow Veil. I got a few different titles. But to dive into where it is,
I guess you'd be showing them off, wouldn't you, at the time?
What'll be the name of the movie, Sam? Yeah, welcome. The name of the podcast. I haven't thought about it. I mean, like, Call to Cinema podcast seems a little bit like bland, but that's our name for now until we actually dive into it a bit more.
We'll figure something out.
Like we'll have like a regular podcast thing that we can put on here. We'll have more of an uncensored one as well that we can put on to Patreon, which will be a lot of fun. Now the good thing about this is we can talk about some titles here, by the way. The titles aren't like the raunchily named. We can I can talk Mescaline and stuff like that because nothing's on screen.
Yep. Exactly.
So Monday,
and in case people wonder, I can sit here without clothes on. So that's good.
You don't know. You can picture Malcolm with no clothes on if you want to. So Monday we got 3 Vinegar Syndrome releases and a VSU. There will be 12 partner labels, which makes sense because one of the things, and I think we talked about this. If you're on our Patreon, I dropped and I'm not sure if Malcolm, if you know this or not, but I dropped the Vinegar Syndrome report card today.
I saw that, yeah.
So that's one me and Malcolm did together. It's going to be a bit controversial because we were critical. And I think it's fun to be critical, to be able to talk about stuff like this. Hey there, Twisted Cinema, and let us know what you think about this idea, about this kind of this audio podcast idea, just so we can actually talk about a lot of different things and stretch things out a bit more. Daily Deal is
hey everybody, not ignoring you. I just want to say hi quickly.
And I'm kind of, I was confused because I text Malcolm. I was at work, and I wasn't even on break. I just texted him and I was like, what do you mean slips? Does this just mean that slip covers aren't sale?
Well, I think they put it. I think last year they called it slips as well. I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm sure they did.
No, I think
because I was like slips. I was like, I think it's really what they should do is say limited editions, really.
Darren and Malcolm in the middle.
Oh no.
What this would be a good one. So we're starting off with some limited edition stuff. It'll be interesting to see what they put on sale because we know that when they say slips and limited editions, we no longer expect them to be all Vinegar Syndrome, which is what I expected the first year to get like a lot of Vinegar Syndrome titles. There's all types of stuff.
When it like three or four partner labels in as well at the time?
Too many, in my opinion. Partner labels. Like I don't mind one or two partner labels, but when you're getting like one company, then it did seem like there was companies that they were trying to just push the partner labels out of. Now, that being said, last year, at that time, Culture Shock was moving away from Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah.
So I feel like Vinegar Syndrome was trying to get a lot of the Culture Shock stuff out of there because there were, politely severing ties, not in a harsh way, as far as I know, but doing what you do, doing the business side of things.
Yeah.
So
I think one day have like 6 of the titles in it.
Yeah, it was insane. So let's hope for more regular titles. I like to see if they're going to do something. I like to see do more of the Canadian International Pictures because I feel like they really get overlooked. Like I think we got one last time.
Wow, that's crazy. But I think considering it's quite a good label, there'd be a couple more.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like I think they're getting there. Like for a company that's called Canadian National Pictures, the Boutique Boys, that's not bad either. You got some good ideas there, Mikey. But we're boutique men.
I actually like that, Boutique Boys.
Like it, man. VSU, Brian De Palma, Snake
Eyes. Hey, Benno.
Oh, Brian De Palma, Snake Eyes. See, when Malcolm said that earlier, because he mentioned that before we got on here, that you had thought it was going to be Snake Eyes, and I was like, damn it, and I'm thinking, damn it, no, because you know what I want it to be, like, and this would be a VSU.
You want it to be Dario Argento Snake Eyes. I
want it to be Snake Eater with Lorenzo Lamas.
Oh, that'd be amazing! What, all three?
I love that freaking movie series, man.
They need to release that. Cool. It's been on Blu-ray it's been on Blu-ray in Germany for years. Why hasn't it been released over here or in America?
Oh, we need it. We need Snake Eyes. Justice for Snake Eyes. Snake Eater, sorry. Justice for Snake Eater.
Yeah, Snake Eater. Well, I'm sure one was called Snake Eater and now eating Snake Eyes.
I have spoke to Jason. We have talked about actually like doing a conversation on here, like when Delirium comes out, and talked about Delirium magazine.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now, we talked about it a bit. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I got a message from Jason because the time's different over there. And I'm like, I get a message. And I'm like, oh, that's a really good idea. And like, I sent him a message back. And I'm like, 10 seconds later, I'm like zonked out because
oh no.
But I'm like, hopefully,
but no, I want my Delirium copies. That's what I want. You give me Delirium copies, and I'll write everything in it.
Well, right now, what I'm doing is, and you know this, I'm buying magazines to hoard out for when I go back. So I'm actually excited about that.
That's good. It's going to be exciting to say.
It is. It'll be fun, I think. Day 2 is the day I usually get most excited about. Last year, it really disappointed me, though. No, it was good for my dad because my dad had some of the sets that were there, but there was like really like I think was it like 2 or 3? It was like wasn't very many sets, was it? Do you remember, Malcolm?
You cut out there on mine.
Oh, did I? Oh yeah, like last year the sets were like it was like box sets, and it was like
oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
it was really
because the prices weren't that low, were they?
It wasn't just that; there was hardly any boxes.
And they were kind of like, what were there? The Camille Keaton set was there. First Cardona set. Then there was a couple of the Jolly ones, but they were overpriced.
Yeah, I don't even think Jaguars were there. Like maybe one of them. Like there was.
Televised Terror was there.
I don't think so. I don't think there's much there. I think like I was really disappointed. Like the amount of sets were there's like 4, I think, 4 or 5 at the maximum. 5 the maximum. So hopefully they do a better job for the box sets this year. One thing people are excited about though is cinematograph.
I'm curious to see though how many of this year's movies with that sound. I don't mean like later movies. I'm talking about maybe like January's. To see if any of them pop up.
I'm hoping we'll get at least 1 or 2 movies that would normally fall outside the sale window. I know some people like subscribers get upset about that a bit, but it's nice to get 1 or 2 out there because you're at the end of the day, we got to remember, guys, that Vinegar Cinema are trying to get new subscribers.
Yeah.
And how do you get new subscribers? You bait that hook, right? With some nice juicy stuff. And last year, I was like, you didn't bait that hook that well for some of it. Like their 10 for 10 was great, but when it came for some of the other stuff, I was disappointed. But
I mean, in my view, if they do January or February, like 1 from each one of them, that's fine because that is almost a year. I think if it's earlier than that, then it's a bit, unfair to subscribers. But I think if it's, let's say, pre-April, then it's fine.
I think I'm excited most about the new label.
Me too, actually, because it sounds beautiful.
It does. Like, I'm just going to read here what's they said in the latest post. First title coming in January 2024, taking its name from the Lumiere brothers' invention of the same name. Cinematograph is a new sub-label from Vinegar Cinema that seeks to fill gaps in the canon of American cinema, offering a mix of auteur-driven studio films produced during the new Hollywood era of the late 60s and 70s, which is a very fantastic era of films. Cassavetes, you had like the early, or like the different stuff like the American Graffiti style, the Easy Rider, that era of cinema, to the indie booms of the late of the 80s and 90s. So that could be anything. Like there's a lot of like actual like quality films. We'll be talking Criterion level films there.
Yeah.
We explored the wide breadth of American movie making, spanning numerous genres and scales of productions, curated and produced by Vinegar Cinema's Justin Liberty. Each limited edition release will be housed in a special design, cloth-bound media book with embossed file titles, custom molded disc trays. This is not gonna be cheap, man. By slipcase featuring newly commissioned art and an individually numbered J card. So they're going to the J cards too. This is their first time into the J cards, right? Because that's Arrow Video.
I believe so. Because I'm actually happy they're going to be numbered because I really feel like slipcover should have been numbered.
I do. I agree, and I love the way that they're doing this. It's Premiere, and it seems like they're taking like the German media book and they're combining it with the kind of the British style of the 80 films, Arrow Video, like indicator J card stuff like that. It is Two Evil Eyes, man. This is the Two Evil Eyes. Hey there, Alvin.
It is. Hey, Alvin. It sounds. I've got a feeling this is going to. Yeah, my feeling is that this is going to be at least an MRSP of like $50 or something stupid like that. So I reckon it's going to end up costing probably about the same as a VSU, maybe. Which isn't too bad.
Criterions,
but
have gotten fairly expensive.
So I think it will be about that. Well, in America, I believe so. Because over here, you can get Criterions if they're on sale sometimes for like £12, which isn't bad. But if you go by American/Canadian prices, I reckon it will be around that. I'm curious to see what the first one actually looks like because I really want to see what it's going to be because they're releasing 2, aren't they? This in subscriber week, so it's going to be interesting to see what these 2 end up being, and if they're going to be really, really good films or if it's just another. What do you call it?
Like I'm really,
Free
really hoping.
delirium for Aaron. Okay, well, fair
Yes.
enough. So I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be something different. I think they're branching out, and I'd rather a media book to a still book or something like that, because at least it's got a beautiful kind of presentation, more that's going to last and not get completely damaged. So
It's
I'm looking forward to it. I just hope that the price isn't too high, because I think that's the problem that's going on with these new things.
it's hard, and like to produce something like you run across that razor's edge. I think Malcolm of basically not wanting the
Mm,
price to be too high, but wanting to have something that stands out enough that it's going to capture that attention that people feel that they have to buy it. And you're in that in
yeah,
between, right? Um,
exactly.
so they want to be there, but I mean, like for this, like I think it's just insane that it's taken the 2024 for North America to decide, hey, you know what? Media books are a good idea. Maybe we
Yeah.
should
I
get
mean,
on
there's
that.
some. I mean, there's some, but they never seem to be a big thing, do they?
Yeah, like it's not to that. It's inching close to $1,000. That's one of the
Well,
general
it's already
titles.
it's already $1,000 for me.
Yeah, me too. If I
So
was going
I
Jello
think it
set.
cost me $1,100 this year. I think, because the shipping.
Do you think that they'll keep doing
So
Forgotten Jolly, or maybe they'll branch out and like maybe do Jolly and just like label the box as something else? So just Forgotten Jolly is just a good title, and they're going to keep going
I
with it.
yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think they'll do Forgotten Jelly box sets, but I don't think they're all gonna be jelly in them, because some of them are very questionable.
Like
So
it's been
I
pretty good
think
so far.
that's going to be the case.
Yeah, but it's
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the box sets, but you know, I feel like it's questionable where they're going to go from here with it. I mean, I wish they'd release all the jellies that I want, but you know, I don't know. I want the box sets they were doing. I don't like these digipack box sets, where they slip cover in the box when they're multiple films, because I want them in individual cases inside the box.
well, so far that's what they've been doing. I haven't bought any of the slimline ones, but I can understand people buying them
Mm.
because to save space on the shelf, it just makes sense, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Well, I mean, like the Made in Hong Kong one, how that was in the thing. I wish that had been in one of those 3 case ones, even though it was on 2 discs.
that's the one I kind of wanted to be in one of those as well, in a bigger set, just because like that Friday 13th one was there, and that's one that I want to get. I'm actually hoping that when the box sets come out, that they'll consider that a box set and maybe put that on sale for a decent price, because that wasn't expensive anyway. Um,
Yeah,
but at a cheap price, I would definitely buy that because I haven't got that one yet.
that was called Volume 1 as well, wasn't it? So there could be another one coming out.
It definitely could be. And hitting on to Wednesday, we got a VSL, a brand new VSL coming out, and as well as having like the daily deal being more limited editions.
Yeah,
And at this point, I would not be able to tell you what the limited editions right now are. I don't know what sold out during the last sale. I was
yeah,
working.
same here.
Yeah, so I have no idea. I barely, I barely got to see anything last time around.
Yeah.
Now, Thursday is
Well,
merch day.
yeah. So that's going to be all new merch. So hopefully there'll be a good couple of shirts, because I really like their shirts.
Another box set, movie box set sorry, another comic book box set for you to get banged up in the mail.
Sorry about that. My last one came in mint condition because they put between two of the shirts I bought. So they're learning. They're getting smarter.
It's getting there. I think they're nice. I mean, I wish they would be a little bit cheaper, but I understand it.
Yeah, I agree.
And standards is where I want to see them go smaller. That's where I want to see like older titles, like
Yeah.
You don't have to be like the standard, something that just became a standard. I don't want to see that. I want to see like an older title, like shoved in there, like something in between. And I don't mean like it's got to be like the first one or telephone or some book or something like that. But just
I know what you
something.
mean. I know what you mean. Something like the bees or something in that kind of time before the slip.
Yeah, before the slip. The Bees is such a good title. I have that one. The Friday we get one VSP. So,
Ooh.
any thoughts?
Oh, they're releasing a PSP. They haven't released one in. Do you remember how long it's been?
Was that crappy one? The last one, the scary at 61st, whatever.
It was, which means that was a long time ago
Yeah,
because that was in the 10 for 10, wasn't it?
yeah, because their first two VSPs were really good. Then there was that one. That one was like Snorfest.
Yeah, because the
Um,
other two were it was Sensor, wasn't it? And New York Ninja.
which are both fantastic films, by the way.
I'll never understand why New York Ninja had the VSU style and Sensor had the other style. What was that about?
I don't know. I mean, Censor is one of my favorite titles that they did because I love the fact that's the slips kind of inside this, slip when it's got the
Oh, it's a
fake movie
brilliant,
poster.
it's a brilliant release.
Uh,
Yeah, it's a brilliant release. I just don't like it when they don't match on the shelf. Film Treasures did that with The Last Hunter and Satan's Little Helper, and then they released Mausoleum. So it doesn't fit together because you've got that one just in the slip in the middle.
and that's the killer part when you got stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so Saturday, one VSA. So we got one VSA this time around. It's surprising. And I really think they're winding down a bit on those VSAs, man. Like they don't know
Hopefully,
where,
because well, they don't know what they're doing with it, do they? I mean,
no,
I
and there's
wish
so many
they
different
had.
levels.
I mean, I wish they had different labels for different things properly. Like VSA should have been Vinegar Syndrome Action. You know,
So I don't
where they
think
were
so. I mean,
releasing
Vinegar
things
Syndrome
like
Archive
Symphony of
was
Rock and
good.
that.
Like it should have been what it initially was. It was like movies that were straight to like most not straight to DVD, but were mostly they're DVD movies. They're not known for being a theater. They're movies that you
Yeah.
saw at the like at your because they didn't do well because they weren't known as well.
At your local
Like,
video store.
yeah, Evil Town, perfect example of that. Like the Champagne Bullets, titles like that. But then they got into the Jaleel Mary stuff and all the other and the Billy Blanks and all that stuff. And yes, that was
Yeah.
more straight to video stuff, but it became more generic straight to video stuff as opposed
Yeah.
to the stuff that people were kind of want to see. I
Well,
wish there would have been more horror. And if they want to go all action, then just relabel it Vinegar Syndrome Action, like you said, and just do that so
Yeah.
that people at least aren't
Oh.
looking forward to horror and then just getting let down.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with you. I just mean that I feel like because they've got so many sub-labels now, they could have had certain genres in them, so we knew what kind of genres we were going to have, because I feel like that would have made a better sense now, because I can guarantee you by the end of next year, we'll have 2 more sub-labels, because I honestly believe that they're slowly cutting apart the labels out and making their own.
I think they need their own. I think they need the partner labels. Like, I don't think they can. I mean, I really think that they've put themselves into a space where, and you said this like when we were talking during this report card. I don't want to give too much away for that video, but you actually talked about the fact that the partner labels was a huge like incentive for you like resubscribing. Like you may not have if that coupon
Yeah.
wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, that's true. I probably wouldn't have done.
Yeah, so I think that they kind of need that.
What I'm curious about is will I be able to use like the 200 points I've got, like $200 worth of points on the subscription?
I doubt it. I mean, I would love to say that out, but I doubt it unless they're going to let you put like coupons on there, and they may not let you stack coupons. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Jason thinks that Television Terror is DOA. I think you're right, Jason. Unfortunately, I wish it wasn't. I hope somebody else picks up on that. We've already seen Fun's
I think
editions
it's sad.
It's an untapped market.
Yeah.
It really is an untapped market.
You know, I think it's sad really because they're movies that you wouldn't normally be able to get anyway. So I wish there'd have been more of those sets because I find them fascinating. But they're
Yeah.
not something I rush to watch. I mean, I've got them on my shelf and I haven't watched them yet. So
Oh, they're fun. You got to watch them. That's something
Yeah.
worth reviewing sometime together. Like those are fun.
yeah, that'd be pretty good actually. That definitely encouraged me to watch them sooner than later.
Because one of the TV ones, like one of them is it's a Giallo. It's a TV Giallo.
Yeah. Is that
So
the
we
Elijah
end
Wood
up,
one?
that's definitely a Giallo-esque one. We end up with another cinematograph, and somebody's gonna like fix my pronunciations, that's for sure. And the daily deal is UHDs. This is one that I hope is better than last year. This was another disappointment last year as well. UHDs came in, and I don't think I bought any because I don't think there's anything that was worth it for me. I think my dad got Beastmaster.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good bargain actually. I think that was that was really cheap.
Yeah, but well, it was because it was in the regular edition by that point.
Yeah.
It was a standard edition. Bring back
No,
the
was it
neon
still
VS
limited, wasn't it?
I love it. Oh, look, you can use your point
I saw it
storage
was
money
still
on.
limited.
Oh,
Was
no,
it
no. The one that Dad got, it definitely wasn't limited. Now,
Okay.
what was limited, and it was on sale, but it wasn't on sale for VSU Day. I think it was on sale for another day. Was it's going to be on sale. I'm going to say
Yeah.
it right now. Six String Samurai.
That classic movie.
You can't give it away, man. It's not that. It's not
$5.
okay, it's not great. It's not that bad, but it's not great. But 10 for it was. I'm pretty sure it was on the 10 for 10 days, like sale, and they still couldn't sell it.
Yeah.
Like
10. What? I would love to see an actual. See, I'd look on Maluzin to see if they were doing anything. Nothing.
See, now there's a quick one thing. Daryl and Showgirls wasn't necessary. See, I don't. I like Daryl, like, so I've got a bias there. See, I thought Showgirls was
I like
unnecessary,
the way it
but
looks.
like here's the way it is. Showgirls is one of their highest selling titles of all time. So as much as like we might think it's unnecessary, um, they were smart because it brought in people that probably didn't know what Vengerson was, and because of that, you'll get some of the weirder titles that you want to get because they'll have extra money to play with. By the way,
we know that's what you do, Benay.
if you don't like it, don't buy it. There you go. Let's see that they see that snazzy Call of Cinema mug.
Yep.
That was actually
Buy that.
made. That's you can't buy that one. That was actually made for me. You can't actually by a viewer. It was sent to me.
Oh.
Yeah, so I actually have a Call of Cinema coffee mug, which I won't drink out of because it's just kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um,
if I'm being honest about films, I will say sometimes I think the excess packaging isn't worth the price. I think some of it is and some of it isn't. I mean, I think massive classic films deserve it. I'd love to have more films in the vein of things like Casablanca that released in collector's editions than something like Showgirls. But I do like the artwork, and I'm glad to have it on my shelf because I do like it. But I do think some of them are unnecessarily higher priced because of these. So
I still think the best Showgirls edition was the one that they put out on DVD with the shot glasses and
yeah,
stuff.
because you can take shots while watching it and be like, "Ooh."
Well, yeah, there's a whole game behind that. Here's the thing. I think that it's okay to have the limited edition and stuff like that, as long as there's it doesn't stop there. As long as there's standard editions as well, you can kind of choose in between. Because I don't need a limited edition of everything.
Yeah.
I don't need the big box with the poster and the art.
Yeah.
Like for movies I really like, sure, why not? Wonderful, but don't let it take away from other things. So don't let it take away. I'd rather less packaging and more meat on the actually in there.
Yeah.
Like more features
I
extra
get you.
film,
I totally agree.
like commentaries.
Yeah,
That's what I want to see.
I feel like there's too much on the whole. Don't get me wrong, like Made in Hong Kong, perfect. Comes with a book, comes with movies, great. It's fairly basic packaging in the sense of, it's a slip box with a slip cover and it goes in, and that's lovely. But when you get a movie that releases in this big, massive edition, and it's got other sequels, and yet they're not in that collection, it annoys me.
Well, the
Like,
fact
I'd have
that
loved to
Showgirls
have
2 is
seen.
not there was a massive mistake.
That's what I mean. I would have liked to have seen that. I'd have liked to have seen Roadhouse 2 as a bonus in the Roadhouse one. I would have liked to have seen Beastmaster 2 and 3 in the one with Beastmaster. But you're not going to get those same looking sets for those movies. So, again, it's strange. I feel like if they're going to do these, they need to put the sequels in as well.
Well,
if they can.
Well, Columbia Classics is really good with that. They put in like sequels, and they put in like pilot movies and all this type of stuff. I think for Beastmaster, I understand it because I think 2 and 3 could like stand on their own as a double feature. Now for Roadhouse 2 and for things like Pennies from Heaven, Showgirls 2, those aren't ones that are going to stand on their own. Those are ones that 100% should have been in there. There's no excuse not to have them in there unless you really couldn't get them.
Which
there's
I
no reason
doubt
not
they
to.
couldn't. I mean, where's Prophecy 4 and 5? They're the best ones because Christopher Walken's not in them.
So, about the costs. Being subscribers, hands down the best way to experience all things Vinegar Syndrome. I'm not sure if I totally agree, but I understand. The benefits are absolutely massive. As a subscriber, you get not only every 2024 Vinegar Syndrome branded release, including all slipcovers, mystery editions, and surprise titles, at 50% off SRP, but your orders will ship before everyone else's. And we're not done yet. All subscribers will receive exclusive 50% off SRP. That's very important to know, SRP. $8 off.
Yeah.
Discounts good for each and every title released by our sub-labels in 2024. Vinegar Syndrome Archives, Vinegar Syndrome Ultra, Vinegar Syndrome Pictures, Vinegar Syndrome Labels, the dossier, video, cinematography, and even our releases on our sister site, Melusine. So we know that they're going to be 50% off for those too. Subscribers will also see 50% off SRPs on a growing roster of partner labels for 2024. Just explore the partner label section of our website for a glimpse into the eclectic mixture of labels. We sell our annual subscriptions as a single price, and we expect the prices to be around $1,000 US, plus additional shipping costs for Canadian and international customers. So we have an idea of the price now. It's going to be about $1,000 US. Jason was right there then. And that's not putting in shipping costs. So just add on, another 150.
Well,
maybe.
last year
last
shipping cost, I think, was $150 for England. So basically, I got that money back from all the stuff I bought this year. Technically, because of how big the boxes were, in my view, anyway. But I don't know. I don't know if that's. I think that's a lot of money.
It is. I mean, you better have some nice. I mean, it better not be in another egg box. I'll tell you that right now.
I reckon 2 more Cardona box sets. A Camp Blood box set.
Well, they said there's only one more Cardona one coming. Thank God.
If it's got that artwork again, if it's got beautiful artwork like that second box, I'm happy to have it. Because I love that artwork.
Yeah, but you got to watch the movies eventually.
I watched the movies yet, but I look at the artwork and go, whoa, what a thing of beauty.
No, that being said, you couldn't say it, but the artwork on the first one was not great.
No, the artwork on the first one looked cheap and tacky.
Yeah, someone looked like Snake was biting the dude's ass. That's what it looked like. So you were going to have a 75% coupon because you're going to be renewing.
Yep, thank God. That
right,
means shipping will only be $75. So that's good. Unless they, because last year they did deluxe shipping, didn't they, for Bill in America as well, which didn't work out for anybody because they didn't get their stuff quick or anything. Apparently,
no, that sucked. Now I got an email. Well, I guess anybody that subscribed got an email from Vinegar Syndrome, and I want to, because he talked about a couple things here that I wanted to. January, our sister site, Millicene will be back with a world Blu-ray debut of an 80s hardcore classic, replenished merch, and more. They need a lot more. Well, I'm sorry, one title is not enough to keep this site
Why
going.
can't they? Why can't they? What I want to know is this, right? I don't care how many titles they want to release, but at least get more of those adult partner label stuff in stock. So there's a lot more options. And don't release a movie that just came out from one on Blu-ray. Is it going to be another one of those?
Yeah, we got, was it? You got the DVD of Inside Andy Sprinkle.
The television subscription's going brilliantly, actually. Thanks for asking, Benay. I'm loving it.
Did you get any titles?
I ain't got any titles yet, other than the ones I got a couple of months ago, because I'm waiting for them to get 6 in at a time.
Oh my god!
Because I'm not paying that ridiculous shipping. I'm not paying $15 for one movie when I can pay $20 shipping for 6. So, and it's not like I'm run out of movies or that, but I'm desperate for them. So,
I guess a bit on the the crazy side of it to see that that there's a picture there for the subscriber labels. I just wanted for Subscriber Week, just want to show people. I don't know, I mean, like, guys, I want to be excited. I'm excited about like the sale, but it's gotten to a point where I'm excited about sales, and I'm not as excited about the monthly titles. And I want to get back to a point where I'm excited about monthly titles again. Like,
I mean, I can understand that. I mean, I think it's hard sometimes to get excited for something when you see it from a different point of view. You know, I remember years ago, when I was a teenager, when I was a young lad, here comes a story, right? When, hey, Darth said yes.
Hey, Darth,
I remember when I was a young lad, I lived with my grandmother and my dad, because my dad is about my mother, and I got into this thing of buying movies on DVD from Blockbuster, right? So I would go to Blockbuster, buy all these movies, take them home, watch them, sell them back to Blockbuster the next day, get some more, watch them, sell them to them, do it over and over again. To the point where it was a weird addiction. What's that?
I went through a period doing the same thing, actually.
Yeah, right. Well, it was a weird addiction, and I know it was more than just, I was just buying movies, it was because I was coping with other things. But I swore to myself after that, years later, that if I had a collection, I'd sell it for the right reasons, like obviously when I moved over and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like it's such a waste, And I look at these people on Facebook, on eBay, who get all these new releases from Vinegar Syndrome, and you can tell they're subscribers because of how quickly they got them, and they're selling them already, sealed, and you're like, what's the point? At least enjoy and watch the movie first. And I just find it to be very disturbing. I really do. Because I think that the thing is, if you're going to buy movies, you need to buy them for the right reasons, And I think that's what you've learned as well. Since you moved to Morocco, you've
100%.
not had that easy access to them. So you've been like, okay, I need to get the ones I really want, not just ones that could be good.
Oh yeah, I walk through this. I walk through like Sunrise, and I love going there. There's got stuff that I'm interested in, but I'm very even though I'm I could pick up a whole ton of stuff and then take it back
Yeah.
to Morocco with me. So because I'm not committed to buy for a while. I'm like, you know what? I still just want to get stuff that I really want to get. My shelf space is limited. My watching time is not what it used to be.
Yeah.
So I want to have like stuff that I'm really going to like spend time on, and like some stuff I got is loaded up with features like the indicator releases and stuff like that. I'm like, I really want to be
Yeah.
able to sit down and like enjoy these movies. And if I'm picking up like
Exactly.
every movie that I see at Sunrise, and it's it's something that I'm kind of interested in, but not really interested in, and that takes away from me getting into and watching and going through stuff that I'm really interested in.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like there's some
you
sets and stuff
know,
that I want, but it's got to be the right ones.
talking from my side of it, because obviously I buy way too many movies, and that is, it's not just the fact of appreciating them and watching for features, it's the being able to pick out what you want to watch easily. And sometimes you can forget what you've got if you've got too much and it's in different places. So I think sometimes you just have to, do it the way you're doing it, where you pick up the odd thing you want. I mean, we've talked while you've been in Sunrise and you've shown me movies and asked me about them. And then
Oh
you
yeah.
said, "Oh, I didn't pick any up because I didn't fancy any of them because then maybe the price was off," which I thought some of the DVDs were overly priced.
Oh yeah.
But I think I think we're getting to a point now where people get overloaded with too much media. But I don't mean that in a negative sense. I mean that in the sense that it's in a negative in the fact that people feel like they have to buy every single limited edition, they have to buy every single thing they say because it's going to run out. And the truth is, right, this is a big truth for everybody, is it doesn't matter because there's always going to be another version out at some point, and that movie is always going to be around in the world. So for instance, if I miss limited edition, let's have Sakura Killers if it ever comes out. If I put a save thing onto eBay, eventually that's going to pop up. An example of that is I think it's the Haunted Samurai, which Diabolic just released.
Yeah.
I picked that up yesterday on eBay for £20, and if I'd have bought that from America from Diabolic, I would have ended up paying like 60 quid for that one movie. And I kept saying to myself, I need to do it. I need to do it because otherwise I'm going to miss out on it. And there it was.
I mean, like even another way, like look at all the stuff where people are running to get those VSAs, right? And like, oh no, Action USA sold out, or LA War sold out, and now they're MVD releases. So they're still available.
Exactly.
Because there's so many companies going for that same well of movies, and if the rights go from one company, if the movie is popular enough, someone else is gonna snap that up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're getting that a lot with MVD now. They're releasing so much stuff with Vinegar Syndrome released beforehand, and there's other companies doing it too. I mean, Film Treasures over here released Mausoleum in a better version than the Vinegar Syndrome one, if you ask me. So, because it comes with a book, it comes with a rigid slipcase. I've got both versions. What's this?
Yeah. So some collectors buy things just to show them off, then offload them. Never understood that mentality. There is a lot of people that do that, actually. You should enjoy something you're purchasing, not use it as temporary clout. That's the thing. That's why I think my channel's never been really about unboxing and just like, oh, look what I got. If I'm unboxing stuff, it's because I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like the Halloween set.
That's literally what they do. It was like, here, I'm going out this week, and this is what I'm getting, or this is what the studio sent me. We know a couple of channels, and then next week they're selling.
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start buying movies, and then I'm just gonna make up the company sent them to me, right? And say like, I've got Warner Archive stuff coming possibly tomorrow, so I might do a video of going Warner Archive are friendly enough to send me over 100 Warner Archive movies.
What drives me is when
the discount code.
It's like when they like.
Yeah.
I will only time I go out of my way not talk about movies if I'm reviewing something and I want people to watch it, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to take much of this because I want you to see this, and that's the thing. I want people to watch it. But if you're watching a movie and you're talking about the film and like the features and stuff like that,
Yeah,
you know, talk about it all. Uh,
yeah.
that's what people are turned on
It's
for.
funny. That's something I never, something that I was always guilty of. Rarely ever talking about the special features.
See, for me, I'm a special feature whore. So like that was like maybe I don't know if I did it enough, but I tried to because that's
Yeah.
kind of what I do. When I talk with the Sony ones, for instance, which by the way don't have enough special features, hands down. Um, then because they're always like shorter special features. I think the Spider Verse one was the
So
one that
this
had the
is
best.
this is it. You're going to get the best quality picture and sound, but you're
Yeah,
going
but
to get
not
the
no
worst
special
special
features. Like,
feature
and
experience.
I've talked to them. I've sent emails out to them. Like I'm saying, I'm loving some of these titles. Like, it wasn't so big. Like Sidious, didn't work for me.
Yeah.
But
I
if
don't
it
think it
worked for
worked
you,
for
great.
anyone.
I think some people liked it. I wasn't. It wasn't me. But I wasn't a big like super Insidious like. I wasn't a hardcore person for that stuff. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think with that, like it's the lesser of the Insidious films. Like nobody's gonna be any surprise there. But I think that it would have helped it a bit. Like it was the last of the films. Like why don't you do like a
Yeah, go
retrospective
all out.
series or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah, something.
Because even if
Yeah.
you didn't like, say you
Because
went
it
to the
just
theater,
was
you saw the
boring.
film, you didn't like it. You said, "Oh, this is boring. I don't want to watch it." Right?
Yeah.
But if they said, "Okay,
Yeah.
here's the movie on 4K or Blu-ray. Here's a big 45-minute long special featurette talking about the series of the films and behind the scenes and all that type of stuff," that'll make you buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. People want documentaries. If there's one thing you learn about the genuine people who want these movies, they want those documentaries. Look how many people, when you look at Vinegar Syndrome titles that have made documentaries, how many people go talk about them, on the forums and go, "Oh, I can't wait to watch the documentary." Sometimes more so than the movie. I'd love to have had one on Fatal Games.
Oh yeah. Oh, that would have been
So
great.
yeah,
Oh, Spookies. Still, people still talk about Spookies because those two documentaries. There's
exactly.
Spookies behind this documentary. I do think there's a bit too much vitriol behind the first people that worked on that film. By the way, they were like
Well,
nasty. Like
the EA Films are releasing that over on 4K, so I'm hoping that that's in them.
I think the documentaries are actually the Vipco documentary is there for sure. I think,
Yeah,
but and yes, Ragnar mentioned some. There's some collectors enjoy just purchasing them instead of watching them, and I think this is where we gotta like. And I talked about this when I was talking with Heath a couple years ago, and with Sarah at Midnight.
yeah,
In that we have to like I guess designate between a collector and a curator
yeah,
of films. And I think if you're watching your films and you're like creating that library of movies and you're excited to get them, you're excited to watch them, you're curating. You're
yeah,
doing up your library of films. You're doing up your own Blockbuster, your own like mom and pop video store in
yeah,
your room, your basement, whatever, right? But
yeah,
if you're getting them just to look at the covers, just to see the special features, to say, okay, I've got every one of these numbers, then you're collecting. Then like it's like baseball
yeah.
cards. It's not and
Exactly.
you don't care what's in like you're not one of those baseball card guys that knows all the stats. Thank you, Darth Sidious. I really appreciate that, man.
That's very kind, actually. Thanks, Darth Sidious. Also, I've got to give props to Darth Sidious quickly. So Darth Sidious sent me over, the Shaw Brothers, T Long, David Chang set, and
So jealous.
which is a really nice set. But it went from America to here, then it shot off to Singapore for some reason,
Well, they
and
were.
then I
Well,
think
you
it
know
was like
what?
12 days later. Why?
Asian cinema.
Well, so yeah, they scanned it and went, "Oh, Asian cinema. Well, send it to Singapore because some of the locations and the movies were probably there, right?" And then it come back, and it came today, right? And it was in mint condition from fantastic packaging, and I can't wait to get into them. So I'd have to give props to Darth Sidious for that.
Yeah, well, 100%. Like you have so many nice words to say about him, like off camera, by the way, as well, because we talk off
Yeah,
camera. Um,
that's true. Yeah,
so they said that the cinematograph is going to be significant Paramount film, which we've upgraded to 4K, a stirring feature directorial debut, which has inexplicably been overlooked on disc.
Mm.
I don't know, more American Graffiti? No, it's not a debut film. Did THX ever get a Blu-ray?
Say that again.
Did THX 1138 ever get a Blu-ray? I can't remember. 'Cause
Uh,
I've got the old DVD copy.
I think it was going to get a Blu-ray, but it didn't. I think it got cancelled. You know, a bit like the Beach Blu-ray. I mean, it's a bit like that situation where it was on pre-order for like years and never came out.
Like a lot of people thought, like maybe one day could be looking for Mr. Goodbar, but I really think that that's almost an impossibility because of the men music that's in there. Like you'd really, really have to put the budget into that.
Yeah, it's
You have
annoying.
to have a
These
Michael
music
Mann
rights
budget.
are really frustrating.
It is like Michael Mann had to pretty much like do absolutely zero features on Miami Vice, just to pay so we could pay for the restoration and the music rights, because he thought, I can't put out Miami Vice to TV shows without all the music because it's very important.
Well, the music's what makes the show, doesn't it?
It is. Well, it's kind of it's the it's literally the backbone of the show. It's like it sets the mood. It sets the ambiance.
Yeah, that and the setting and the clothes.
Oh yeah, stuff I grew up wearing. Like that's not a lie either. That's what I wore when I was younger. I had those like powder blue outfits and like those neon clothes and stuff like that.
With stubble and looking up at the sky with sunglasses and a gold necklace.
Well, I've always had
a gold chain, I should say.
I've always had the stubble.
And I can imagine you going, "Come on then, Stubbs." I know the guy's name's Tubbs, but in your case, it's "Come on, Stubbs. Get in a car."
Yeah.
Because he's driving.
Who's driving? Me, man.
Yeah, he's driving. The other guy's driving. Yeah, exactly.
But no, like in all seriousness, when it comes to this, and that's a really good topic that you guys mentioned about like collecting and curating. There has to be a designation, and some people and you do it in the way that you want to do it. If you're a collector, and you're just wanted for that, be proud of your collecting. If you're curating and you're doing it for just for the passion of watching the film, be proud of your curating. Because I know that when we initially said that, when I said that on Heath's channel, we started talking about it. We got some pushback. Some people got very upset with us. Oh yeah, there was it was we're just talking about the fact that it gets to a point where you don't want to just be window dressing.
Yeah.
And
well, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think every collection to everybody's very different. For me, I buy movies for the most part I haven't seen because I want to have a collection of movies I can go to, because I don't want to go streaming. I don't want to do this, in case, not because I'm against them fully, but because I want that to always be there. I want to be always be able to pick it off the shelf and look at it. I wish I had more room. I wish I had a whole basement, kind of like how you used to have your room in Canada, right? That area. Was that downstairs?
Yeah, there was two. I'm not sure if you saw my earlier videos in North Sydney, but I started with a much bigger basement, and then we moved from Bollinger to North Sydney, and then I had two rooms. I had one room that was all movies, and another separate room that was a little bit smaller, but it was all TV shows.
Yeah. Well, I wish I had more. I wish I had more space like that. For my collection. Because otherwise it's going to get a bit crazy. Like today, I know Donna got a couple more bookcases in, but I'd ordered. So we've got to set them up. So I've got to add them in the room somewhere. But what I'm
And
saying is, I think every collection is different. You know, people get rid of movies. Like, prime example is my cousin has slowed down on buying movies because he now says they're overpriced. He says he doesn't want to pay more than a few quid for them, unless it's one of his favourite movies, obviously. You know, another friend of mine is selling most of their collection because they just feel they need to. Dove said yes, buys movies normally for a good price, cheap if he can. Like you might find them at like a flea market or a thrift store, or sometimes from
I love
somewhere else
thrifting.
for a little bit more. But
I love thrifting.
yeah, exactly. So I do feel like every collector's different. The worst kind of collector is the fake collector that isn't buying because they want the movies, isn't buying because they have that desire. They're buying because they want to fit in with everybody else. To me, that's pointless. You know, don't try and fit in with anyone else. Be yourself. Watch what you want to watch. If I want to watch adult movies non-stop, that's all I want to collect, then that's all I'm going to collect. Do you know what I mean? I don't get why people feel this need to fit in. It's a YouTube thing as well. Years ago, when I first started, it felt like everybody online was trying to fit into a mold of what a movie YouTuber was. People would look at people online and go, "Oh, they've got so many movies, thinking this, thinking that." And I think I've seen nearly every single one of those people that was an inspiration to somebody at that time lose their way now. Not because they're not buying, not because of that, but because they've gone to a completely different view of things. Do you know what I mean?
It is. I mean, it's
Like,
difficult. I mean, like, I understand both sides of that. Like, I think early on when I started watching this as well, not just like making videos, but as I watch too, uh, is that
yeah,
things change. Like, but I think there is like a bit of clout thing when it comes to
there is.
video making as well, and part
Yeah,
of it like started with Criterion, right? I think Criterion was kind of the start of it when Criterion became that label, and everybody was like, it was a boutique label. People were looking at it, and Vinegar Cinema's become that. And obviously, I'm talking Vinegar
yeah.
Cinema here now, but like that's because it's kind of in the news. But when I talk about a lot of different stuff on my channel. It's just like not everything gets views, like the way that
Yeah,
that it might. But I'd like to, and I would like to push my channel more towards being able to talk about a lot of different things, like different,
of
like to
course,
review
yeah,
like the films I got, and books and movies and like and soundtracks I've talked about before. I'd like to talk about different things, get into like into features and reviews, and just have fun with you. Like right
I
now,
remember
like we
when
were doing
you,
a podcast, something different.
yeah, and we were talking the other day, and you said you wanted to start doing exercise motivational videos as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
You know, but you wanted to do the thing, but you wanted to do it like an adult style where you're clapping and yeah, and then you do some hip thrusts and go, oh, oh, you
Yeah,
know,
that'd
and
be
wiggle
like
those hips because they'll help you and all that.
that'd be a totally different type video. That'd be on a different channel altogether, right? My OnlyFans
Yeah, be
channel.
on your OnlyFans.
But in all seriousness, um, before I wind it up here, so I don't want to keep like the podcast too long tonight. I wanted to do a start, and let me know,
Okay.
guys, if you're watching this now, if you're listening to this now, or if you're listening to this later on, like leave a comment, let us know what you think about this kind of like this open-ended conversation. It gives us a chance. Like we don't have to take center
Yeah,
stage here, as you can see. Like we're able to get out here now and like put your guys like comments on the screen. You
yeah,
get to be a part of it as we're going through, and you're a part of it always. But like this is a way that we're not focusing right now on like okay, let's show you this screen here or let's do this here.
yeah,
We're taught you're all part of the conversation, and
yeah,
for like we won't always be doing live podcasts. We're doing podcasts that you'll be able to listen to down the road, and it won't always be this long. But with this is a way to do once in a while do a live podcast, whether it's here, or it's on Patrons, and just kind of like let people like just become part of it. Like the participation part is like it's important to me. Before
yeah,
this became like Call to Cinema, this was the live movie club, and that's what I was doing with the channel. I was making it a live interactive place where people could come on and hang out and talk movies and talk like different things about films. And I think I'm kind of finding my way back to what I initially was really hoping that this would become. And I think that
Okay.
we're getting there, and like and help with guys like Malcolm and like Jason, guys like that. They're on here to come on, and Maddie, people come on here and chat. And my dad, to make it like to make it different, to like actually kind of bring a different like breath to it, and a bit more of a it's not just me talking to a camera. It's like it's a personality there.
Yeah. And it's always supposed to be a safe place for everybody.
Exactly. It's a place where we leave all the BS and all the other stuff behind. Send your in a reading list. Oh, actually, that's a really great question. Actually, I wouldn't mind actually talking to that. It's saying I am actually, uh, I got two omnibuses coming for Christmas right now, so I actually haven't, and I know it's going to seem like shocking, but I haven't read all of Alias before. So the Jessica
Ooh.
Jones, the comic. So I've
Yeah.
got Alias coming, and I've got the original Amazing Fantasy omnibus coming,
My
but
oh, go on. Sorry.
there's also a couple others that I got on my list, and that includes there's some Spider-Man stuff that I want to read. I would love to get some more than anything else. I want to get some Batman in my collection, and I would
Yeah.
love to have Rise and Fall of the Batman.
Oh, that'd be a good
The
one.
next one. Yeah, like I almost picked it up. But that's why I like to have like DC. It's harder to find DC omnibuses than there is like Marvel. And I think
Yeah.
probably as for this winter coming up, I'm probably going to be reading Kurt Busiek's Conan. That's probably the next on my list.
Oh, that's the one you got, wasn't it, from that guy?
Yeah, like that was because it was an out of print one. I got it for $40. It was like
Yeah.
mint condition.
Good bargain. Good bargain.
So what about you?
Me, I'm looking at my bookshelf right now because of doing it. This way, I can actually move around my house. So I picked up some DC mangas,
Oh,
the
nice.
Superman Meshi and Joker One Operations.
I almost picked
So
that Superman one.
I'm planning on reading them. I'm also starting because I got the first volume today in the mail, or was it yesterday? I think it was today. Please put them on Takaman-san. Basically, she takes her panties off constantly, and it's a manga where basically keeps trying to get her to put back on again. I don't know why. It looks good, and a manga called A Man and His Cat, which is a guy with a Garfield-like cat that's got a personality, but he just wants to constantly play music to. And then I've got some Junji Ito books to read because I've got like 20 of them I need to read now. So probably if I was going to go with a graphic novel, probably going to read that, The Adventures of, the New Adventures of Batman
Okay.
one. And I've got to read my Marilyn Jess book as well because that's going to be important reading.
I think I almost bought like my niece Junji Ito book, and my sister was like, "Don't you dare!" I thought that would have been good going into print. Like, actually, yes, let's do this real quick. There's the titles going into print from the.
There is. I think it's funny because I always wondered in the shout page if someone's got a print, does that mean they're going to be putting 4Ks out?
I used to think that, but for some of these, I don't think so. I'm just going to dive over a couple of titles. The Pumpkinhead Steelbook is already going out of print right now. Lust for a Vampire. I'm glad I picked that one up. That's going out of print. Beetlejuice. That's going out of print. I already got that one. Can't Stop the Music's going out of print. The Omen Collection, by the way, guys, if you haven't picked that box set up, it's a really nice box set. That's going out of print.
4K. That's definitely getting a 4K, I'm telling you right now. Predicting it.
Scars of Dracula going. Horror Frankenstein's going out of print. Alligator People. Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. I might have to pick that up if I can find that at the store.
Oh,
That's
you
a good
should.
one. That's a good
I've
title.
got that. I've got the Studio Canal release. Over in the classic collection.
So Straight Into Morning is going to print. That's one of my favorite Hammer thrillers. I will definitely I think I saw that at my local Sunrise, so definitely got to grab that one. Uh, that's one that I'm. Teams of the Minds going out of print. We got the Manitou going out of print. The Chosen, Strip to Kill, Final Judgment double feature. That one's going to be going out of print as well. The Jeffersons, if you're a fan of the TV series. And we got some Studio Ghibli stuff like Castle in the Sky and Big Trouble in Little China, which is that's a pretty big title.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a few things, man. Road games, their version
Some
road
big
games.
titles there.
And Seduction. The Seduction. Here's one that I recommend to anybody that has never seen it. The Seduction with Morgan Fairchild and Andrew Stevens is a really, really great title.
That went put out here recently as well.
It's worth. You got it right.
No, because I was going to buy it and it went out of print.
Really worth getting. I mean, it's really one of the first movies that dealt with stalker issue, and did it really well. Andrew Stevens plays the role really well. It's not like a mystery. Andrew Stevens is it's a bad guy. It's not a surprise. And it's a different role for Andrew Stevens, right? The perennial good guy. It's this like really disturbed character. Like he played a couple of them early in his career. But there we go. I think that'll wind up pretty much. We'll be looking at, for those that don't know, we got some more report cards coming out. I'm going to do some audio report cards as well. I'm actually I'm excited about this. I really like this. What do you think the format, Malcolm? I got to ask you.
I like it. I like it because not only can I see all the comments pop up, I can actually use my phone and use the better earphones.
Yeah, and like for me, like this works a bit too. And like it doesn't always just have to be like this on the screen right now. We can put like things up on the screen. We put up like pictures and stuff like that. And we can put up we can do slideshows. We can show up like websites as we chat and stuff like that. And it gives a way for to really like kind of grow what we can do.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you like this,
and
let
us
know.
Let us know and let us know what you want to see from us. Because that's what we'd like to know, and we'd be more than happy to do it.
Yeah, because we got the partner label ranking coming up. We've got the rest of the score, the report cards coming up this year.
Yep.
And I'm not going to do I've seen some people do like a worst of list and a best of list. So I may do a best of list, but my channel doesn't
that probably works out.
really go into the worst of. I don't know if I've ever done a worst of. Maybe I have.
We're covering the subscriber week as well, aren't we?
We're definitely covering subscriber week. There's going to be me and you. Hopefully get my dad in a few of those videos too, and so we'll have a bit of fun when it comes to that. There, I'm hoping to for the first 2 days of subscriber week. I'm not the first day is New Year's Day, so I'm not sure. Hopefully I'll be able to do that, but the day after I might be working, so that one may be an after the fact type of one. But from then on out, we'll be doing at least from the 4th on. I think we should be going right into the subscriber.
Okay, cool. It's going to be interesting for sure.
So, guys, I want to thank you all for coming in tonight, for joining us here in the first ever live Call to Cinema podcast. I want to thank Malcolm for coming in and joining me, especially at a kind of last moment. We had this idea.
Yep.
Oh, there's one.
Yeah,
an idea right there. A nice 1 week, our weekend review podcast, contemporary variety topics. That's a great idea. Thank you so much. And I didn't know how you knew this. Maybe it's my voice that's giving it away, but you're right. Darth Thetis, I am actually feeling pretty sick right now. So thanks a lot. And that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I like that.
And we'll see you here next time in the Call Cinema.
Okay, guys, and thanks for joining us.